This podcast is sponsored by Ramp. Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/easy. Ramp.com/easy. RAMP.com/easy.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
In the year 247, in the age of judges, Vartan was summoned home after the death of his father. Upon his return, Vartan discovered something evil festering beneath the city of Eterno. With the help of some very unlikely allies, Vartan works to uncover the mysteries of his hometown and put an end to the nightmares that plague his people. Welcome to Ethereal Embrace. I'm Baya, a private detective with Eterno's eyes. Or was it Eyes of Eterno? Either way, I'm watching you.
Day 2. Vartan's house. I believe I heard something in the report about a demon attack. Is that accurate? And at this point, she waves Moragan up to be a part of the conversation.
Demon attack. Somebody should tell me about this demon attack.
Yeah, there were some buzzing demons. We're not exactly sure how they got here, but there were some buzzing demons that... The noise was just unbearable to me, to be honest. It was terrible. I think at one point I passed out.
Well, that sounds extremely unpleasant.
Yeah, tell me about it. It was. My good friend Ovik nudged me awake. So I think we found out that they're called Sil. Have you heard of those?
Have I heard of Zil?
Mm-hmm. Oh, my apologies. Not Zil. So the buzzing ones were, I think somebody called them chasmes, but I think that they're called chasms.
Yeah, those. But also, we had those Zil, but they were really easy to take care of. You just needed something sharp behind their back, and I'm going to flick the tip of my great hammer.
Yes, I'm familiar with both of those. Yes, something definitely needs to be done.
No, we already took care of them. There ain't any more.
At all?
Yeah, they're all dead.
Oh.
We haven't had any more showing up or anything.
Well, that's very good to hear. I have to admit, I wasn't very close to the conversation, but you were saying something about murders or something that you're investigating. I do love to investigate. It's my job and a hobby.
Well, the murder, I investigated it myself along with my colleagues here, and definitely ruled out another demon attack. We do believe that the demon attack was isolated, and we shouldn't have any more problems with them.
I hope you all don't mind that I tag along on the investigations that you might have. You said it's not really safe to travel alone anyway, and this seems like a good time.
Dove Bree says, "Oh, Moragan, that is a wonderful idea. Now, if you'll please excuse me, I'd like to meet Brass Cane. Sean, would you please accompany me?" And you see her and another Dove Sean, move over to where Brass Cane is looking out of his depth in a conversation with Greystone, Tormund, and Bastille.
And Morrigan's just going to give a quick head nod to Sean, just kind of little camaraderie thing, and knowing that we're going to meet up later.
Well, yeah, you might as well join us. We'll show you around a little bit. And
well, I'm here to help in any way.
Can I roll insight? This doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nat 1.
Feels really good.
Yeah, it feels...
I'm your best friend.
You feel like it was forced, but you don't feel like there's any malintent accompanied with it. You feel like they are just new to town and probably awkward.
Actually, you know what? Morgan, I do want to apologize to you, and I'll apologize to the group later. I don't think that we had the best, welcoming to our town. We could have been a little bit, showier. I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've entertained. But yes, we did have a murder, and actually, can you tell me what your experience is with investigation?
Well, our piteousness kind of handles all kinds of things. We investigate all types of issues across the lands, and I personally like to just really dig into it. I usually work with Sean, with Dove Sean. We usually make a pretty good pair, but what you guys are working on just seems so interesting, and I'd really like to assist in any way. I can't really talk about a lot of the cases I've investigated in the past, but just know that I have an eye for detail. I mean, I will say that I as I said, I am familiar with the Zill. I did have to investigate not a huge Zill infestation, but it was an issue. We had to figure out where they were coming from and destroy them. So, of course, I am familiar with how to take them out, as you said, with a little pointy thing to the back of the neck. Maybe not so little. My preference is to, shoot a bow at them from a distance if possible, because they are rather annoying.
Oh, that's great. So, Moragan, also, that we don't have a demon problem anymore, but we do have a murderer on the loose, and we are not necessarily sure that the murderers are still in town. But what kind of murder investigation experience do you have?
There have been murders that I've investigated in the past. Generally, simply because of the bigger town, there's a lot more people to talk to about it, many more witnesses, I think, than here. This is just such a small community. But I am very good at talking to people. I'm familiar at looking at clues and analyzing things. And there's so many different ways to, I don't know, I guess you could put it as detect information. And when doing the investigations, there's just so much that goes into it, because you find tracks and you find blood spatter, and yes, I'm a nerd. What do you want from me? I'm a soldier nerd, and I just really, really like the investigation piece. And yes, I have been successful, but it's always a group effort. So I can't say that I have ever single-handedly solved a murder, but I would really like to help on this one. Needless to say, she's really, really, really not actually done the murder investigation thing. She's more in the demon thing, and she's trying to impress them.
Yeah, I was gonna say do a persuasion check to see how convincing.
Well, I was gonna say that Baya had already just rolled a 1 on insight on Moragan.
Yeah. Ooh, I got a 17.
Oh, all right. So as you awkwardly fumble through this presentation, some of the things you said hit home with the two of them.
So, Moragan, number 1, yes, you are really good at talking to people. I can feel that from you, that vibe, that energy. And number 2, do you want a hug? And she opens her arms wide and does the little pats on her own front of her shoulders, bring it in. Come on, bring it in. You've had a long ride.
So Moragan just kind of tentatively steps forward and just kind of leans into it.
All right, so in the hug,
God damn it.
I'm going to roll intimidation.
Ooh.
Our heroes will be right back after these messages.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, listeners. If you are enjoying the show and would like to take a look at a way to support the cast while getting yourself some nice perks, please consider our Patreon. We offer ad-free listening as well as this entire season if you select the binge tier or higher on our Patreon. Plus, you'll be directly supporting our cast for their work, as our team over at Creative Typo have begun to pay our voice actors for our performances. So check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Creative Typo. I would also like to give a big shout out to our executive producer from Patreon, Nick Mead. Thank you, Mead. We truly appreciate your support. Now, back to the town of Eterno.
I'm going to roll intimidation.
While he's doing that, Dove Sean is over talking to Brass Cane and gives you a very puzzled look as to why you're hugging this giant fur bog.
So while Baya is hugging her, I'm gonna say, with a dirty 20 intimidation.
Like maybe squeeze just a little too tight.
Well, I'm not hugging her. I'm pretty perceptive myself. Who's your buddy Sean tailing?
Oh. Tailing? Well, I mean, I'm sure Dove Bree has her assisting someone else. I believe one of the other people over there.
Sounds like you're lying.
Oh. I believe she's supposed to be assisting the brass cane fellow. I don't believe she's tailing anyone. She's just going to go help.
All right. I'm happy with that. You can let go of her, Baya.
And Morgan's just going to kind of back away as the hug lets go and just kind of glance over at Sean like, what have I gotten myself into?
If Moragan has long hair, Baya does want to just do a little flip of her hair as they pull away.
Yeah, so what does Moragan look like?
Okay, so Moragan is a human female, about 5'5", athletic, wearing the garb of the Greyhawk Doves. She has kind of dark hair, black hair with like purplish streaks through it, and she wears a set of greaves. And even though she's a monk, she does wear armor as she is a soldier. She wears elven chain. Tan skin toned, blue eyes, and just, she doesn't look like she should be as awkward as she is, because she knows how to fight more than she knows how to talk to people, as much as she tries to say otherwise.
Well, I'm kind of hungry. Let's say we have a proper discussion and get a bite to eat. We can lead your party over to Cody's, where you'll be staying, so you'll know exactly where it is.
Sounds like a plan. I could always eat.
You hear Tormund say, I believe I heard someone talking about food. I am famished.
Oh yeah, Cody makes some good breakfast.
Breakfast sounds wonderful. Much better than these trail rations I've been eating. Not to complain, Dove Bree, but I could deal with a warm cooked meal that wasn't reheated over a fire 3 times. She just rolls her eyes at him and goes to discuss with the other doves what the plan is. Lead the way, Vartan, if you would be so kind.
Yeah. Come on this way. And I'll lead him there.
Greystone and Bastille stay back for a second, and Brass Cane says, I'm sorry, but I've got a couple things I've got to attend to. I don't think I'm going to be eating breakfast this morning for quite some time. Greystone and I have got to look at a couple things. And you hear Dove Sean say, yes, I had hoped maybe I could accompany you and look at the corpses of those demons. And Brass Cane says, I'm sorry, but we burned the bodies of those demons. It was bad luck to keep them around here, so we got rid of them. And Dove Sean says, that was incredibly foolish. But I guess that's what you get with simple small-town superstitions. Brass Cane and Dove Sean seem incredibly annoyed with each other right out the gate. Like, they're just glaring at each other.
Well, it looks like those two are going to be having a great time, doesn't it? I can't wait to talk to her later.
I don't think they're going to have a great time. I think they just argued.
Oh, she's an acquired taste. He'll get used to her.
She called him simple and foolish. I don't know. I mean, did you get acquired to being called simple and foolish?
we don't talk that much. We mostly spar. And, I mean, honestly, she's an amazing fighter and matches my skill perfectly. I don't think we've actually ever said harsh words to each other.
Yeah, so I can't imagine somebody wanting to acquire a taste of being called names unless they had zero self-esteem, which would be terrible. You know, you wouldn't want to be friends with somebody with zero self-esteem, and you also wouldn't want to have zero self-esteem. So I don't see positive things. I think maybe we should check in on them after breakfast. I do still have a slice of the Zill, so maybe, you know. And I have some goo from the walls of the chasms.
I think Sean would be glad to see some of that, but I'm really hungry. Can we go eat first?
Yeah, so while you guys are on your way to the Last Stop Tavern and Inn, roll an insight check on the conversation between Brass Cane and Dove Sean.
8.
Jesus, you guys are just crushing it tonight.
22.
Like
22 will do it. All right, so...
How's your back feel, Vartan?
Vartan, he says that, and you think to yourself that maybe they did burn the bodies. I mean, you were apparently asleep for, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Maybe they did burn the bodies, but you've known Brass Cane since you were kids. You grew up together, and you can pull out when he's lying, and you know that they had them in that warehouse, so... Mm-hmm. You feel like he's lying to try and keep them hidden away from the doves. But everyone else thinks that he burned them because that's what they did. Because it was bad luck. Because that's what he said.
Yeah.
So you get to the Last Stop Tavern. You walk in. Cody has hired Magno and 2 other townsfolk to help around the inn in preparation for the ambassadors of Greyhawk. So when you walk in, there are 4 people, and just upon opening the door, the smell of breakfast foods, breads, meats, eggs, seasoning just wafts out of the inn as you come walking in. And Cody has clearly just went to town on food preparation. And he sees you walk in. He sees that you have other people with you as well. So he doesn't do his normal, wave, hey, how's it going? It's more of a all business is business, and waits for you to approach the bar or for you to take a seat.
I think normally we just order at the bar and then go pick a seat, right?
Yeah, I was gonna go up to the bar. I was like, "Hey, Cody, you mind throwing?" How many people were there?
So there was the 8 doves, the Tormen, you and Baya, Bastille,
and
Talmika.
Greystone. Did
Greystone
come?
left.
He left. Okay.
With Brass Cane. Yep.
And one of the doves left.
Yeah, and one of the doves left. Yep. So, Jesus, what did I just come up to? So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, if we count you and Baya as the same, or as 2 people.
Minus the dove.
All right. So I'm going to relay those numbers, because I don't remember already, to Cody. I'm like, hey, Cody, I think most of the party's going to be sitting over at the big table there. We'll take our breakfast over in the booth.
Okay, yeah, that's...
What do you want, Baya?
I'll just take some water.
Oh, what? You gotta eat. Been running around the forest all night. Telling me you ain't hungry?
I have a very slow metabolism.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have 3 waters, Let me get 3 biscuits and gravy out. One of them's just in case. And Moragan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go ahead and tell Cody what you want. I won't. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down, but we'll be over in the booth. Come on and join us whenever you're done.
Okay, I'll be over in a minute. Cody, was it?
Yes. Yeah. What can I get for you?
Oh, I'm starving. We've been on the road all day, and I'll be honest, our Robin was actually quite correct. The field rations are terrible.
I understand.
What do you recommend?
Well, I mean, the biscuits and gravy have really seemed to have been doing the best around here, but I can make a mean omelet. Do you have any dietary restrictions?
I don't. You know, the biscuits and gravy does sound amazing, and, what do you have for beverages?
Oh, we got beer, wine, water. We have this watermelon juice.
Ah, watermelon juice. That sounds amazing. Biscuits and gravy and watermelon juice.
Sounds good. I'll have that right over.
Fantastic. I'm going to go sit with Vartan.
Okay, so you go to sit with Vartan, and more people come up and order their food. They get to the end of it, and Tormund agrees to pay for everyone to have their own room in the inn. The doves are slated to share a room for each one of their pairs. So Dove Bree and Dove Annalyn are going to share a room. Morrigan and Sean will share a room, and then the other 2 pairs will share a room, and then Robin Tormund will have his own room. And you hear Cody charge what you can only estimate as 3 to 4 times the standard rate for an inn stay, and the meals, like just a ridiculous amount. And Tormund doesn't even balk. Doesn't even pay attention. Just pulls out a big bag of gold and sets it on the bar and says that should cover us for 3 days.
Baya whispers to Vartan and said, "I think we forgot that churches don't pay taxes. So they probably have plenty of money."
Yeah, and I was kind of thinking, I mean, we got to keep them away from the demons. Brass King he couldn't have been right about that. We know they're we know where they are.
In the bricks, that warehouse, right?
Yeah.
Should I, this slice of Zill I have is pretty dried up at this point. It's almost dehydrated.
I doubt they'll get anything from that. I mean, it's just what'd you call it, a slice?
Yeah.
Is Moragan close enough to possibly hear any of this, or am I still over near the bar?
You are definitely close enough, but when they whisper like this, it's actually internalized. They're not speaking out loud.
I was hoping I was watching him talk to himself.
I mean, he's so essentially imagine that he's not saying any words, but his eyes just kind of stare off into the distance because he's having this conversation in his head with the 2 of them talking back and forth. So it's this weird, awkward, just staring off into space while everything is happening around him.
Okay, so I'm just going to sit down and just kind of watch, like I'm watching a tennis match that there's no tennis ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you think that maybe we can satiate... What was that other one's name that was kind of rude?
Sean.
Yeah, do you think we can satiate her desire for information with this?
Yeah, I think so. But we got to keep Morgan busy.
I mean,
how much do we want to get her involved in the murder?
She seems sincere, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting any bad vibes from her other than they're trying to lie about her friend. I heard them talking about it, so I know everything. Well, as much as they said, but I don't know. We gotta investigate this murder, and I mean, it's the only way to keep her away from looking into the demon.
You know what we could do? We could go to the murder house, and then I could be like, oh yeah, I forgot. I meant for you to take this. I meant to give this to Sean. Moragan, can you take this Zill slice to Sean? And then we'll just leave. I mean, do we...
Well, we don't want her going off on her own. We need her to stay with us the whole time.
This is
I didn't realize you were still here, Morgan. I didn't realize you were here. Sorry.
Just waiting for my food. Cody said he'd bring it over. You okay?
Yeah. I'm just really hungry.
Me too. I totally get that.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Ethereal Embrace, a creative Typo production. Vartan the Furbog Fighter is voiced and played by Adam Culbertson. Baya Rustin, the half-elf sorcerer, is voiced and played by Tisha. Moragan, the human monk, is voiced and played by Nari Kwak. And I am Nico, your GM. Please remember to drop us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcatcher. Music provided in part by Midnight Syndicate, makers of the original Dungeons & Dragons soundtrack. If you would like to support our show or any of our other shows, you can join our family of patrons at patreon.com/creative typo. Remember, be safe, we love you all, and stay foolish.